Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics, Unraveling the Mind to Unveil Illusions by Beth Bell. This book is dedicated to my parents, who agreed to let me select them in this lifetime to demonstrate unconditional love, and to all souls wanting to ignite the fire within and reveal the truth of who you really are. Introduction, February 2013. My fiancé Klaus and I had left our Sunday brunch at a 5-star hotel in India and were heading home with his 10-year-old son in the back seat. Cars, trucks, motorbikes, and tuk-tuks inundated the busy road as people, chickens, and cows dodged traffic. Klaus was an attentive, skilled driver, so when he swerved abruptly to the left, edging into the lane next to us, I assumed it was to avoid danger. This prompted me to glance over the back of Klaus's shoulders, just in time to witness a motorcycle slam into the back of the tuk-tuk next to us. I gasped at the sickening thud of metal on metal as the rider disappeared from view. Klaus had eliminated that narrow space between the cars where the motorbikes weaved in between vehicles. Was it intentional? No emotion showed on his face. Not even when his son, echoing my thoughts, screamed from the back seat, "Dad, did you do that on purpose?" Klaus sped away from the scene, and I felt myself swallow my terror as my body began to tremble involuntarily deep within. I could no longer deny that I had fallen prey to a con man with a devilish demeanor. This was the man who I thought was my soulmate and the love of my life. Now, fearing for my safety and wondering what else this man was capable of, I needed to find a way out of this nightmare. I was stunned that it was even possible that an educated, well-traveled woman like me could find herself in this situation. Present day 2022. When my parents read a draft of this book, they questioned, with compassion and concern, whether publishing it was a good idea. Around the same time, my boyfriend emphatically stated, "Why can't you just be normal? Stop writing this book and go back to a corporate job." We broke up the next day, as he could no longer support my alternate universe. I'd broken through and wasn't going to let anyone hold me back from showing others a way out of the old paradigm, where fear is greater than love. I'd spent years on my awakening journey, unraveling my mind and moving through the illusional veil. My time had come to share universal truths. From the cast of characters on my journey, you'll see how deeply and blindly I loved. At times, I unknowingly sacrificed my desires, soul, and self-expression to fit a mold created by beliefs. I was driven by the idea of having a confidant to build my life with, share my soul with, and count on for years to come. My life was running third-dimensional programs, and it wasn't until these beliefs and thought constructs started to dismantle that the illusions were unveiled. Admittedly, the idea of writing a book about my life, successes, failures, shame, fears, and heartbreak was not something I'd ever dreamed of doing. My desire had always been to write a book on wisdom, the 5 pearls, 3 tips, something profound based on experiential knowledge that could help others on their journey. Although my inner soul guidance was clear, it didn't stop me from shuddering when my mind surfaced with seeds of doubt. I would need to face my fear of sharing my most intimate life experiences and get beyond the concern of exposing my deepest and darkest moments. I realized that we all have an innate fear that the truth will be revealed and others will take advantage of our most vulnerable moments, especially knowing that these can easily be misunderstood, exploited, and twisted. We fear that we'll be standing naked while others throw stones. One day, as if guided by the hand of destiny, the outline of the book flowed through my pencil effortlessly. I realized that if I didn't dare to share my rawest moments and lessons, I'd be missing out on a huge opportunity to reveal the insights I'd learned along the way. I finally knew that the point of all relationships is to help us awaken, and this includes knowing we're only here to heal our own minds. This doesn't mean we're not here to support one another. It means we allow others to learn their lessons and don't think we need to do this for them or protect them from their choices. Otherwise, we will remain in their suffering without transcending our own. I share my progression over the years to finally embrace this concept. It came in unexpected ways as I remembered my connection to Source through the many blessings of people, healing modalities, and the power of plant-based medicines that helped me to unravel my mind. Up until the time of publication, my ex-boyfriend remained adamant that the book would destroy me, emotionally devastate me, and make me unemployable. His predictions haunted me and catapulted me forward in the final months of publishing. Because every mind unravels differently, this isn't a how-to guide, but rather an example of a life path to learn from. My lessons and awakening happen to be heavily weighted in romantic relationships. Others awaken through family drama, illness, the death of a loved one, business, or an accident, to name a few. The relationships you've brought into your life will be different from mine. Learning how to harvest the pearls of wisdom from each one is the skill to mastering yourself so you can move beyond your deepest fears. This releases you from the constraints of the mind and the mental constructs the external world reflects, keeping you in the matrix. When you do, you'll recognize how you've intricately designed your life's journey to embody your soul, live through your innate wisdom, and break through to universal truths. You will be liberated from lower dimensional programs where suffering, hard work, and heartbreak are prevalent. Embodying this freedom allows alignments to happen effortlessly, and life becomes easier. Now is the time for all of humanity to awaken. However, not everyone will heed the call. My journey spans from an initial awakening kiss to transcending this reality to discovering and knowing the truth that lies within each one of us. The road has not always been easy, as my life journey lessons came fast, and some were harder than others. At times, I wasn't sure if I'd survive mentally, emotionally, or physically. As I moved through these life lessons, I realized that the acrobatics of the mind keep us distracted from knowing we are the dreamer of the dream. I share how angels, herpes, psychedelics, and the power of flowers have been some of my greatest teachers. All along the way, new possibilities are explored, and a multitude of tips, tools, techniques, and healing modalities are shared. You'll also hear how Mother Nature's magic can provide you with amazing shortcuts to unveiling illusions and understanding truth. This book isn't for the faint of heart, naysayers, complainers, or people who want to remain victims. It's for the individuals who genuinely want to take responsibility for their lives by shifting the stories and inner dialogue the mind holds onto so tightly, releasing emotions of heartbreak, shame, guilt, and judgment, to name a few. It's about learning the lessons you set yourself up for in order to see through a lens that brings greater peace, joy, and love. The awakening journey requires the unraveling of and detachment from the stories of who you think you are or who you think you're supposed to be. Up until now, this has taken many people decades or lifetimes to embody, but it doesn't have to. The shift is happening now, and you only need to decide if you want to move into an easier way of living and loving. My awakening journey has been the greatest gift to unwrap and is still in progress after 20 plus years of accelerated deep diving into expanded states of consciousness. I've repeated some lessons over and over until I finally embodied the wisdom of how to leverage my mind and let spirit drive. Uncovering these intricately woven storylines allowed the facade of who I think I am to drop away and my inner wisdom to prevail. I see my relationships to the external world differently by recognizing that they are designed by me to allow me to learn great lessons. Sorting through the many experiences called in for growth requires deep inner work and bravery. It's an ongoing practice to be in this world, but not of it. While most of us may not believe we were born to be like Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, or the Dalai Lama, I love knowing we can all wake up to this level of enlightenment. Not everyone has the desire to try, but if you're reading this book, I would guess that you're intrigued by the path to healing and greater happiness. When we surrender to losing our minds, as these masters did, we can get out of the circuitous loops of thoughts and release programs that hold us hostage to suffering. Our value in the new world is how deeply we can love ourselves, shine our light, show the way, and share unconditional love with others. Love is the new currency. How rich are you? P.S. Getting past my initial resistance to writing this book, my soul also advised with humor. Tell them about the things you said you would never do. So here they are, the things I said never to, but have now done, except for one. You'll have to read on to find out which one is still outstanding. Move to New Jersey. Get divorced. Get breast implants. Get a tattoo. Take a cruise. Leave my job for a man. Move to India. Take illegal drugs. I also believe if we don't follow our inner knowing, then we're just dreamers, losing out on having the actual life experiences we came here to live. If you're interested to hear more, you can go to bethbell.me, sign up for the tribe, and we'll send you chapters 1 and 2 for free. Or go to Amazon, where it's available in paperback, hardcover, and ebook. I'd love to hear what you think, so please don't forget to leave a review on Amazon or contact me on one of my social media networks as Queen Bliss B.